She was the one I waited for, even when I knew she wasn't coming back. The woman who once called me hers married someone else. But the way she looked at me that day, I knew this is not a story of bitterness. It's a story of love, the kind that lingers, even when life has moved on. My name doesn't matter, but what she left behind does. My name is Chijioke. I was born and raised in Nauka. I've lived here most of my life, except for the 2 years I spent at the Polytechnic in Enugu. I'm a poultry farmer, nothing special, just someone who tried to build a quiet life. I'm 54 now, married with 3 children. My wife's name is Chinwe. She's good to me. But the story isn't about her. It's about Amara and the kind of love you don't talk about in public because there's no way to explain it without feeling like you're trying to open an old wound that never closed. I met Amara in secondary school. I remember the first day I saw her clearly, like it was yesterday. We were in the same economics class. She sat 2 rows in front of me and always came to class with a notebook tightly held to her chest like it was something precious. She was quiet, always serious, always on time. I used to think she was too proud. Later, I found out she was just trying not to fall apart. Her mother was sick most of our school years, cancer. Her father was a retired military man, the kind that didn't believe in showing softness. Amara carried her whole family on her back and still managed to stay first in class every term. I was different. My father was a yam farmer. My mother sold fresh tomatoes in the market. I was average in school, just passing. What I lacked in books, I made up for in football. But Amara, she made me want to try harder. I started reading more, staying after school to study, all because I wanted to sit beside her during group work and not feel like I didn't deserve to be there. One day, after we finished WAEC, I offered to walk her home. She hesitated, then agreed. That walk changed something between us. We talked about our dreams. I told her I didn't want to just farm like my father. I wanted to raise chickens, run a business, maybe export eggs one day. She told me she wanted to be a teacher, a real teacher, one that students wouldn't forget. That day, I fell for her. It was slow at first. A few letters passed between us, then visits, then long talks during holidays. The kind of relationship where you don't need many words. You just sit beside each other and the silence feels full. When I got into the Polytechnic in Enugu, she got into UNN. We were in different places, but we made it work. Every 2 weekends, I would find a way to travel and see her. We met at a train station near Ogbete Market. It was rusty and abandoned, but it became ours. We would sit on broken benches, share roasted groundnuts, and talk about life. She brought me chin chin in transparent nylons. I brought her books and small handmade crafts from the roadside. We promised each other things: a house painted yellow, 2 children, a boy and a girl, and a mango tree in the backyard. I remember one day she said, "Even if I marry you and we live in one room and eat only beans, I'll still be happy." I laughed and said, "But I hate beans." She threw a stone at me. We were happy until she graduated. Her father had always tolerated me, but barely. I wasn't what he wanted for his only daughter. No university degree, no family name, just a boy with dusty shoes and dreams. He never said it directly to me, but I saw it in his eyes every time I came to their house. After NYSC, she was posted to a school in Ebonyi. That's when things started to change. Calls became shorter, messages delayed. She started to sound tired. One day, she called me and said, "My father is pushing someone on me, a pharmacist from Lagos. His family is well known. He drives a Corolla. They've already met twice." I didn't shout. I didn't beg. I just asked, "Do you want him?" She paused, then said, "I want peace." Those words hit me like cold water. I said I'd wait. But waiting is hardest when you're not sure what you're waiting for. Weeks passed, then months. She stopped visiting, stopped replying sometimes. Then, one Saturday morning, a white envelope arrived at my compound. I opened it slowly. It was her wedding invitation. Her name was written in gold letters next to his. I didn't eat that day, or the next. I walked to the old train station and sat there for hours. The roasted groundnut woman asked me if I was okay. I nodded, but I wasn't. I didn't go to the wedding. I couldn't. I thought that was the end. I thought life would go on and I would forget. But forgetting doesn't happen like turning off a light. It's more like watching a candle burn slowly while you sit in the dark, unable to blow it out. I married Chinwe 5 years later. She was gentle, kind, never asked me about Amara. Maybe she knew, maybe she didn't want to know. One morning, 10 years into my marriage, I got a message from an old classmate. Have you heard? Amara died last night. Complications during childbirth. I remember holding the phone like it was made of fire. I couldn't move, I couldn't breathe. Just sat on the bed looking at the wall. I told my wife I needed to travel for a funeral. I didn't say whose. The funeral was quiet. Her husband looked like a man who had cried all his tears before the burial. Their little son sat beside his grandmother, not fully understanding what was happening. I stood at the back. I didn't go near the family. I didn't speak to anyone. After the burial, her sister found me. She looked older, thinner. She said she kept a photo of you in her box, the one from secondary school, where you wore that oversized red sweater. She never threw it away. I nodded. She continued. After her first miscarriage, she said something strange. She said, I don't know if I made the right choice. I just wanted to make everyone happy. But I think I left my peace behind. That night, I drove back in silence. I didn't stop, didn't eat. I reached home at 3 a.m., sat in my car, and cried like a child. I don't tell this story often. I don't tell it to hurt anyone. My wife is good to me. My children are blessings. But I would be lying if I said Amara didn't live somewhere inside me. Some love doesn't fade. It just changes shape, becomes quieter, moves into your bones and stays there. Amara was the kind of woman you only meet once. And sometimes, once is all you get. If I could go back, I don't know what I'd do differently. Maybe I'd fight harder. Maybe I'd ask her to run away with me. Maybe I'd tell her, let the world be angry. Let's just be happy. But I didn't. And neither did she. In the end, we both stayed where we were told to stay and lost what we needed most. The last time I saw her, she wasn't breathing. You may wonder why I'm telling this story now. You may ask, isn't it wrong to speak about a woman who belonged to another man? But I'll tell you this, she never stopped belonging to herself. And for a short, unforgettable moment in time, she was mine. We don't always end up with the people we love most. Sometimes life separates you not with violence, but with choices. Family, fear, pride, pressure. But love like that, it doesn't fade. It only folds itself quietly into your bones. I teach my children now to speak boldly, to love honestly, to fight for what matters before time takes it away. Because the worst thing you can feel isn't heartbreak. It's wondering what if, and standing beside a coffin, trying to say goodbye to someone who was already gone years before they died. She's gone now, and so is everything we could have been. But sometimes love doesn't need to win to last forever. Thank you for listening to my story. If it touched you, share it and subscribe. Someone out there is carrying the same silence.